Welcome to Beyond the Network Marketing Dream, where we go beyond the hype and head behind the scenes with industry leaders and experts. Join us for new insights, strategies, and smart discussions about building successfully in today's world.
Welcome to the great Garrett McGrath. Thank you so much for being with us. I am always excited to be on the call with you on the podcast here. How are you today and where do we find you?
I am doing brilliantly. I'm in the Pacific Northwest. I'm in Mercer Island near Seattle, so near the airport.
Well, I haven't been, but I hear it's beautiful.
Mercer Island is gorgeous. Well, hey, I'm excited, Patrick, because you are somebody that I have a lot of respect for what you've done in network marketing. I say this all the time. My challenge with a lot of people in technology is they're really great at technology. They're not always great people, and they're not always great at network marketing, but you have married all of that together. And I'm excited about this podcast, and I'm excited about you being at the ANMP, and I'm excited about all the things we're going to do here together.
Me too, my friend. It's amazing what comes out of having to solve a big problem that exists, and you just described it in the industry, I think. But listen, let's dive in. What I'd like to do, and we'll move very fast here. I want to talk about this extraordinary event of ANMP, what it's all about, why it's important. I'll share a couple thoughts about why I love it, and I think a precursor to that is what you're seeing in the industry. And it's what I love. We'll get to the event, but it's what I love about this event is it's addressing, I think, one of the biggest single challenges, and you and I have talked about it, in the network marketing industry is a little bit of identity crisis that exists. Can we talk about that today?
I think we got kind of distracted by the gig economy. And I'm not knocking the gig economy, and the gig economy is real. And I think network marketing for such a long time maybe was one of the very few solutions that people could pick up and leave down or ultimately build something big from home and then ultimately from phone anywhere. And I think that the gig economy came in and competed, and we tried to just compete with the gig economy. And I think we need to understand we have a very distinct lane that we can run in, and we have a distinct solution that we can offer. And I think we just need to learn how to articulate that better, because I think there's more people looking with a greater sense of urgency for what we have here today. You just have to articulate it well. And does that make sense?
That's fascinating. You know, I've never heard it described that way, and then we tried to act a little bit like the gig economy with some of the tools and the resources and everything else instead of being who we are.
Yeah, like think about it this way. You know, one of the things that you had talked about Alex Hermosi, that you really like him, and you know, I saw an interview that he did with Shopify, and on that Shopify, I think it was Harley Finkelstein. Yeah, he was interviewed, and he was the president or one of the very early adopters of the company, and he said, you know, everybody talks about being customer obsessed, and Shopify was kind of focused on that for a little while as well. We said once we made the distinction to say that we are merchant obsessed. In other words, our goal is to give the tools to the merchants who then become customer obsessed. So you got to understand, what is it that the merchants can actually adopt and then use it the customer. So that's a distinction. And does that make sense?
No, it gets me so excited when I talk to you, because I'm like, the enterprise often forgets the customer is the distributor. I know there's an end customer buying a product, but you're not B2C, right? Yeah.
But you know, what's really great about that distinction is understanding the difference that it makes. I mean, he talked about, I think he said that 25% of customers indicated that they want to start a business. And their challenge is they don't know what product, so Shopify doesn't solve that. But if you're product agnostic, in other words, you don't really mind, you want to bring the technological learning as low as possible. So bring the skill down as low as possible, bring the risk down as low as possible. He goes, Shopify has done that. Well, what else do we do? He goes, being an entrepreneur is lonely. And he said, we provide a community which gives you scalable access to intellectual capital that you otherwise wouldn't have access to. And you wrap all that together, and they're $100 billion company. So look at what we're doing here in network marketing. So think about it. I buy or I have a product that I love. So problem one's already solved. I bought the product, used the product. How do I know when a product's good? Repeat purchases only happen when you get results. And repeat purchases create results. And then the desire to maybe share it, because you do it naturally anyway, but then you make the connection, hey, maybe you could make some money doing what you would normally want to do anyway. And then you say, what we do differently is we wrap on two more things. In the affiliate world, and we talked about that, or the world, most times you're paid how many times? One time. So you get paid one time, one commission. So in our model, you get repeat paid when the customer repeat purchases. And when that same customer repeat purchases or buys more, you're linked with them. You get to do that in a community. You're not doing it on your own. And many times the customer gets to be part of the community, and there is another community for someone that's representing or sharing that, and you can make money doing that. So there's just this distinction. And some companies, were paid up to 35% for that transaction. And what does it do? There are people who have got $1,000 in sales, and that's $350. That's a problem solved right there. And what did we do? I loved the product. I bought it. I shared it. I made some money with it. I'm doing it inside the community, helping look after my customer. I feel good about it. And then what happens is you have the ability to learn leverage. In other words, as an affiliate or as a influencer, not knocking that in any way, it's got a total relevance, but we've got the advantage. Remember, I said repeat purchase, referrals. You know what I mean? When you buy more, you get paid more. Now you go, hey, maybe you know some friends who would enjoy what you're doing, and you open up to the conversation of, wouldn't it be nice just to have a little bit of leverage? So in other words, you're not talking about leadership. You're talking about the leverage of people wanting to do what you do. And you can say you can invite them in to do that. It's again in a community, and you can get paid on that. Now suddenly they're being invited to something that's an organic extension of what they're already doing, but it cannot be achieved elsewhere, and they don't have to change structure. This is the product I love. This is the service that I love. This is the product that I sold. Now I get some leverage. And now in here, you're doing better. And at that point, you maybe say, you know what? You're doing really well. Maybe you'd like to get to a place of lifestyle. What do you mean lifestyle? Well, we actually have another way we can make money, which is through leadership. But how do you do that without telling them, hey, you're a loser if you don't want to become a leader? And that's where we mess up. Because some people are going, I totally love my customers making $350 or making, $700 or $1,200 or $2,000 a month just from my customers. Or I'm enjoying making $300 or $400 or $500 and 3 or 4 people doing the same thing. I don't really want to go to here, but maybe someone does. It's just available. It's optional. It's not mandatory. And I think
Are you almost saying that sometimes that the industry has done itself a disservice by overselling the dream, the big money, instead of really speaking to the average person and what they might want?
Totally. I mean, and it's also making people feel like they're almost like, the way we say, if you really understand residual income, you'd run through brick walls to get it. But if it's about also really lifestyle and legacy requires leadership skills, not everybody wants to transition there. So, but they want the middle part. But if they're constantly being told that they're just underperforming and there's so much more available and they're not doing it and they don't feel welcome, we're kind of pushing them out. We don't mean to.
Yes.
Just not making them feel welcomed either. And this is where I think there's another level of sophistication that's going to come into network marketing. And we're going to understand how to move people, through that, but in a way that feels comfortable in a way that's, that works. And anyway, you can tell I'm passionate about this.
Oh, no, I love it. And it's almost the last thing before we get to NMP, and I want you to share this a little selfishly, but it almost harkens back to the fundamentals of networking in the sense that back in the day, and I say back in the day, you and I have been in this industry a long, long time, but it was so simple. What we taught, even though I think we taught the big dream more often, and I agree with you that we need to be more conscientious of that. But what we also taught was the mad simplicity. And I think one of the things that's happened today, and partially, as you said, because of the gig economy focus or distraction, is we've got a lot of people doing a lot of things with technology and promising almost a get rich quick attitude through recruiting influencers or affiliate marketers. And you and I both think there's a place for that in network marketing, but I like to say, you know, don't put them on your stage because it sends the wrong message to the average person that just wants to make a little part-time money in a very simple model. Could you speak to that last and how ANMP is, and we can transition into ANMP, and that's why I'm so excited about this event, just your focus about helping the average person in network marketing.
So I totally agree with you. There's a lot to unpack there, and we're going to deal with it at the ANMP, and I'm so glad you brought it up. So we're going to have network marketers who are building large organizations who know how to invite affiliate marketers into their teams, but it doesn't become a distraction for either the affiliate marketer feels welcomed and the other people don't feel distracted, and they know how to do it seamlessly, but they've learned that over years through trial and error. And there's a way to have influencers feel welcomed into the company, and modern comp plans have up to 35% payout, and they love that. But again, you don't want to distract. Remember, we used to say, be careful who you give the microphone to. It's not to say that influencers are not good people or that they don't bring incredible value. It's just what they do is more challenging to duplicate, because we used to say, it's not what you can do, is what you can duplicate. We used to always say, you want to reduce, if it works, great, but you want to do it so that it works well enough so it can duplicate, not so well that it won't duplicate. Remember that? Like, you can look at things and go, you want to do this well enough so that it works, but not so well that it doesn't duplicate. And there's a challenge there because it's a large group of people doing a few simple things consistently over time that works, not a few people that do a lot. But there are a few out there who can do a lot, who would love to get into network marketing, who would love to leverage the community, maybe get some of the value, be welcomed in and not judge if they don't come over here. So it's this new level of integration and how to do it. And we're going to deal with that at the ANMP. And I mean in a positive way. I think that the 100 people with the theory, the one person with the experience has nothing to worry from the 100 people with the theory. We're only going to put people on the stage who have the experience to share that message in a way that the penny's going to drop. And you go, oh my gosh, you just blew my mind.
Again, I get so excited because it's so nuanced, or there's a dichotomy or a paradigm or a paradox, maybe more like it, that exists in network marketing where you're telling me not to be as good as I can possibly be? Yes. We're saying be good enough that it works and you can teach it. And that's different, right? And it's one of the problems today in this digital world is people have figured out how to become exponentially better at this recruiting thing, but they don't understand that's one piece of the cake. It's the eggs, but it's not the milk and the flour and the butter. And you need them all to make a cake, right? You can't leave one out.
So the relationship parts of it. So this is another one we're going to do. So this is going to blow your mind. I'll give you one piece. So if you look at it, there's a group of people generationally that's in an age group, and you can say they love to receive information via video on certain platforms. But when it comes to, that's the prospecting aspect of it, okay? But when it comes to the onboarding aspect to it, they like it differently than the way that they were prospected. Now, there's no way that you are probably going to know that unless you went through so much trial and error. This is a study that is large enough to give you census relevant data. And we're going to share that on the Thursday night. So if you ever worked at one, to go, man, they loved receiving the information that they needed to make a decision as a prospect this way. But then when I try to use this to onboard them, there's suddenly a disconnect. What's going on? What's going on is they want to be onboarded differently. And this is the largest specific study done in network marketing that deals with prospecting, onboarding, and leadership and team building. So when I say we're going to blow people's minds at this event, I'm so excited about it. You can see it. And I've just talked about 2 people that are going to speak. I am so excited about this because I say this all the time. I'm more excited about the next 10 years of network marketing, and I'm a 30-year, nearly 35-year veteran, then I'm going to have my best 10 years over the next 10 years because of learning these distinctions. I'm going to say a few things. Number one is the number one problem that everybody that's on here watching this has is the problem they don't know they have. Because there's things, and I know we say this all the time, when you don't know what you don't know, this survey alone is going to bring you insights that are so specific that's going to make you incredibly intentional about how you prospect, onboard, and team build. Then how do we deal with affiliate marketing, influencer marketing, and duplication? Here's the other one, technology. There is a relationship aspect to what we do. And you can't outsource the relationship. We're going to have another person speak. I'll give you the last one because I can't give it all away, but I'm excited about this. So Ryan Chamberlain is he is a state representative in Florida. We don't talk politics, but he's state representative. And he's going to talk about that for the 2 or 3 years of the pandemic when people weren't getting together. He said they did everything via Zoom. And he said one of the effects that they learned was they did more legislation, but it turned out it was less effective legislation. In other words, it was super transactional, very effective. And they found out that people need to get together to really have effective legislation, which is big things that make a big change. And he said, what it was interesting to him after the pandemic, one of the lessons that his fellow state representatives were telling him, if you want to communicate with somebody, in other words, communicate with your fellow state representatives, you can send them a text. But if you want to do something, you need to meet them. So, now I'm just
the number one law of collaboration is proximity. You got to get together, and that's the power of this model. Garrett, the event is the end of May, so people know. It's Thursday, May 30th.
Yes.
And it goes through Sunday morning, June the 2nd.
Yep.
It's in Dallas. You've got a new location at the Westin Galleria, which I've been to many times, I understand, and they've just redone it. It's a gorgeous venue.
4-star venue, and it is $100 saving per night. It is going to be a rock star VIP venue. You have to show up. So there is no way we're not broadcasting this digitally. This is a show up event. We're going to show people strategies that are working in sampling. We're going to show you what's working for recognition. Some of you may be looking going, man, my recognition works well with this age group, but it doesn't work well with this. We're going to show you how to make adjustments, how to do incentive programs, how to speak to people, how to lead people, how to actually culturally create a business where, I find this crazy today when I see posts online and going, man, it's totally crazy. My group and I, we've been together for 1 year. We've been together for 2 years, and no one does that today. I'm going, there are groups that have been together 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 40 years. How do you do it? You have to intentionally know how to create a culture. But how to create a culture where the people that are here for the income, in other words, I'm going to sell a product, repeat purchase a product in a community, a little bit of leverage in a community, but either you can flow between both and never feel judged for not being 100% in one or the other, but you can evolve through. And then if you'd like to also come over and to become a leader and develop legacy or create a lifestyle, how do I do that? And there's new thinking on it, but we're not going to put the people up that have a theory. We're going to put the people on the stage that have an experience where they can validate. And that's what I love about Rapid Funnel. You guys know you can't outsource the relationship. You guys know how important conventions are. You guys know it's not just what you can do, it's what you can duplicate. You guys know that we'd want something not just for 1 year or 2 years. That's just a very gig focus. If you want to have something that could be a business that 5 years from now potentially could get you to a place where you have lifestyle, maybe you're having legacy, you got to see one to be one. Think about that. In other words, you're going to raise your life up to the height of your lowest limiting belief. You may have limiting beliefs right now and say, no one's doing that anymore. We're going to give you so much evidence. Faith is belief without evidence. You don't need faith. You just need to show up. We're going to give you so much evidence that you're going to come out going, it can be done. I can do it. I know how to do it. And I'm getting started on Monday morning. And that's what Rapid Funnel is about. It's about how can you partner up and say, we want to take our duplication at the field level to another level, and we can work together with Patrick Shaw, with Rapid Funnel, and make it happen. And guys, we're going to put this, our goal is we want each speaker. So I'm challenging Patrick and every speaker. We have 50 plus speakers. I'm going to finish with this. I talk about the 3 A's. A number 1 is access. If you don't see enough people on stage that you can access their story, it's like a tractor beam. You may see Patrick speak and you go, he's me. For whatever reason, he's me. Or another person, you might be a single mom with the challenge that you've got, or you could be a couple that are broke, or you could be a rich couple. They're going, we don't have a problem. We just want a different life. If you don't see someone that you relate to, if you can't see one to be one, if you don't laser track onto that person, you don't even get on you don't even get into it. The second A is aspirational. So it needs to be access is number 1. With 50 speakers, I promise it's going to happen multiple times. Number 2, their story needs to be aspirational. You may go, Gucci's not my thing, planes are not my thing, islands are not my thing, cars are not my thing, and somebody else goes, but my thing is time with my family. We're not making income claims. You know what? Having an integration where I could actually integrate it into my life. I could actually homeschool my kids. Oh my gosh, that's cool. So now you've got access, aspiration, and the last A is actionable items that we can do on Monday morning. We're not going to sell you something else that you've got to do. You know what I mean? Come and buy my products. That's not what we're going to do. We're very careful. Our vendors are not vendors. They're partners. Rapid Funnel would not be at this event if they didn't treat us like a partner. If they're not coming in to build a relationship with you, it's not transactional. It's about transformation. And you can tell I'm fired up because that's what this event's going to be about. We're going to take it to the next level. And I really believe with every fiber of my being, if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to get in a new room. And I believe that people need a new vision and they need to have confidence how to share it. They need to have confidence that they can do it. And they need to be able to have confidence that they can cast that vision. When you have all of that, you're going to come out with another level. That's why you see ticket sales going. They're not just buying onesies and twosies. We're seeing 5s and 10s and 20s because people are saying, I'm sitting down with my CEO, my top field leaders and some grassroots leaders. They're coming in going, this is going to be fun. We're going to treat you like a rock star. So how can we do it at the price we do it at? Because Rapid Funnel is one of our sponsors. So they sponsor a meal. I want you to think about this. We treat people like VIPs. How much money do I get paid as president of the Association of Network Marketing Professionals? 0. How much of an expense account do I have? 0. When I go to the event, do I buy a ticket? I buy my ticket. So if you got, Ray Higdon, who's going to be at the event, he buys his ticket. Every speaker buys their ticket. They pay for their own travel. They pay for their own hotel room. They are there to give back to a profession that served us. And Rapid Funnel, because they're a partner sponsor, is literally sponsoring it. Where does that money go then? It goes to producing this event, creating a VIP experience for you that would normally cost 10x, $3,000 for you to be at an experience.
Garrett, I have to interrupt you. I mean, I heard you say this stuff, and I went to the first event, and I'm like, holy Toledo. Like, it is amazing. A ticket, I think, what are tickets right now? $3.95?
Yeah, $3.95. But you can bring the price down when you buy them in 5s and 10s.
Okay, but there's no affiliate relationship. Like, I couldn't even, there's no affiliate. You can't get paid for selling. And I'm not knocking events that do that. I think affiliate things are fine, but understand, if you pay $800 and an affiliate gets paid $400, that means they have $400 left to spend on the event, and you spent $800. And I love that design and that desire to have an impact and get these extraordinary people together. And I was surprised also when you put the caliber of people on stage, and when you say access, I mean, it's no joke. I've been at events where I spoke at the event and there's 10,000 people. Well, what kind of real access do people have? If there's 10,000 people there, do you really have access? And that's the caliber of this event. And I'm sure we could put a lot more people in the room if you just do this crazy affiliate thing. But it is, I think, the best event that a networker could ever attend. I mean that as genuinely as I can. Garrett, it's the only event we attend. We sponsor and we put the money in, but it's the only event we attend. And there are reasons for that. And I just appreciate what you're doing and the kind of event you're putting on.
And I want to appreciate you because and I know it feels like it's a mutual admiration club, but our sponsors come back every year because it's a legit partnership. We only want people. I want to know when Patrick Shaw meets you and looks you in the eye that you feel like he doesn't have this commission breath or you're going to come on board and he's just going to sell you. But you go, here's a guy that came up grassroots in network marketing, learned it, created a company, and decided to solve a problem that he saw. And that's who he really is. That's what his company is. So that's what we're doing when we have people that are at that event. We want to make sure that it works for you, and we want to make it accessible. Everybody, we want them to get a VIP experience. Like you said, the ticket is $349. It would be 10x in any other situation. 5-pack, you can buy 5 tickets, you get the price down to $299, or a 10-pack, you can get them back down to $249. And I just want to finish with this. It is all about the transformation. It's a 501c6. It's a not-for-profit. None of us get paid. We do this and come together to give back. And it's not just a family reunion and for us to get together. You'll see all the speakers sitting in the room, taking notes because they're speaking there one time and they're going to 49 other speakers that can blow their minds. We challenge every speaker and understand these are AAA personality types. They want to have the speakers talking about them. They want to have everyone buzzing about them. Like I challenge Patrick and say, Patrick, if the person came and they had a ticket cost, they paid for their hotel, it's as I said, it's $100 savings. So it's $139 for the hotel. Normally it's another $100 more per night, but we get it down at that price and you can get,
which is crazy. I mean, I still can't believe the price of the hotel. It's comical. Yeah.
But it's crazy that we can do that. But I tell Patrick, there's costs associated with the hotel and travel. I want you to think about this. If the only speaker they saw was you, and the only talk that they saw was your 20-minute talk, that you give them sufficient value that the way they can go away on Monday morning and implement some of the ideas of the mind shift you gave them, and it can just make it worthwhile in the money they make over the summer. Now, we're not making income claims, but imagine doing that with every speaker. And I'm telling you, that's what I do with every speaker. You get the idea of the level of content, and Patrick will be there. If you said to Patrick, hey, and they're sitting down having dinner, and he goes, anybody sitting here with you? No, great. Can I sit down and have dinner with you? We have meals together. When he says there's the networking access, I think it is the most 6 and 7 figure legit income earners that are there for the entire event because they're there also to share. And we don't share our products, so no one talks about their product. No one talks about their company, their comp plan. No one's going to say to you, are you happy? No. They're going to assume you're happy, you're focused, and you're there to learn. When everybody, we want to raise up our profession. No one talks about anything other than what questions you ask them, and they won't answer you. If you say what company you're in, I'm not telling you. What product you sell, I'm not telling you. This is not that event, because it's about you going away from that event with the information that you can utilize to grow your company with your team and have a brilliant summer, have a great last 6 months of the year, and just have your best year ever. That's what this is about.
We will put the link, which you can go directly to ANMP. I think Garrett gives me a referral link, so at least you could.
It's ANMP 2024. Everybody uses the same link.
Okay, everybody uses the same link. So I didn't know if I want to drive this event. I want Garrett to know, but you can see, like, I thought maybe there was a link I used so you can see what we drive, but you see that doesn't even happen. Go to ANMP 2024, and that's where you get your ticket. And Garrett, I'm going to drive it hard with different leaders and the different clients that we have, because I'm so stoked about the event. We will be there. We will have a team of people there. So if we can meet with individual and our clients as well, excited to do that. Garrett, anything else on your end, my friend? I'm looking forward to it.
I'm just going to say, no one of us is smarter than all of us. I think what we need to do is tap into the intellectual capital that exists in this profession. And I say this all the time now, network marketing is not changing. It has changed. And the rate of change just continues to get better and faster. So you need to be around people that are not sharing a theory. They're actually sharing real data point experience. So you can latch onto that. So their hindsight, what they did, can become your foresight. And that's what I love that Rapid Funnel does. You share data. In God we trust. Everyone else needs data. We're not going to bring up people on stage who just are, talking about what they did 50 years ago. We will talk about creating a business that lasts 50 years, but with modern strategies to grow and build that business in prospecting, onboarding, team building, events building, recognition. I mean, all the areas. Think about 50 speakers.
Garrett, I agree with you. I think the next 10 years is going to be one of the biggest runs for companies leveraging network marketing, the network marketing model. And I think we had to go through this little window between COVID and losing our focus of how simple the business can be and who our target audience is. And I'm excited because ANMP really is bringing that focus back. And we're seeing a collective of leadership globally that it's all, and the number of conversations I have where leaders are starting to go, this is not how I built it the last 2 or 3 years. I need to get back to these fundamentals in a modern era. And there's a way to do that. And ANMP is going to help. So thank you, my friend, for taking the time and being here, and so looking forward to the event. And then afterwards, we're going to do we're going to do another one and do a deeper dive on the Rapid Funnel front in the technology side. But I'm excited to get this out the door.
Well, Patrick, again, thank you to you, and thank you to the Rapid Funnel team. And you've proven, I say it's real friends, not deal friends. You're not transactional, you're transformational. Rules without relationships creates rebellion. If you've got rebellion, you're too focused on the rules. Go upstream to the relationships, and you've got to take time to talk. You got to collaborate. You got to get in proximity, and that's what this event's about. And I just want to say, Patrick, you have been absolutely proven to be that completely over the years. My son, who is going to be 17, loves you and appreciates you and recognizes you because he's been serving at the ANP all those years, and my wife. And so many of us just love you, appreciate you and your team. So thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
Thanks for listening. If you know someone who would be a great guest for the show, send an email to beyondthedream@rapidfunnel.com.